Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hey, Malik, thanks for joining. If anybody was here in the first attempt, then guess what? I'm going at it again. I am trying to go live and talk about not only this Monster Force Eraser figure that I unboxed yesterday, but I'm also going to be doing a live unboxing for the first time ever of this Richard Crystal Ball King G.I. Joe classified figure, which was a Walmart exclusive. So we're going to be doing all of that and talking about action figures and answering questions. And if anybody's ever been on any of my lives before, they pretty much know that this is going to go off the rails. I already made one attempt at going live and it went off the rails immediately before I even did anything. So before we get into Richard Crystal Ball King from this G.I. Joe classified series. This was a Walmart exclusive. I got this at the comic book convention where I got my Maximum Series Deadpool. I bought it secondhand, but it was a pretty good price for it, so I didn't overspend. I don't think I overspent on it, and I felt pretty good about what I paid for it. So I'm going to be unboxing this, and then tomorrow, speaking of G.I. Joe, I'm just going to keep the, yesterday we did the Monster Force Eraser figure, and today we're doing the Richard Crystal Ball King live unboxing. And so tomorrow in a regular video, I'm going to be doing this Ghost Viper and Dire Energy Beast G.I. Joe. This is also a Walmart exclusive. And okay, this is goggles. I thought I was missing a head sculpt up there for a second. So I'm going to be unboxing this in tomorrow's video, which will be coming out around like 7:30, 8 o'clock, something like that. But today, we're going to unbox Richard Crystal Ball King. Like I said, this was a Walmart exclusive, relatively hard to come by. I ended up having to buy it secondhand, got it at a comic book convention. And, so that's what we're going to be doing today. So we're going to be talking about this. And if anybody has any questions, the kind of the motivation for doing this today and doing it in this way was this Monster Force action figure that I unboxed in yesterday's video that a lot of people really seem to be pretty energized and pretty excited about. Not sure what's going on, but my brother just texted me and says the cam is flipped. Well, that's okay. Maybe I'll be able to fix it. I don't know. There we go. That's probably better, right? So we're going to be talking about Eraser. We're going to be talking about Richard Crystal Ball King, and we're going to be, just chatting about action figures too. So Ben G, he wants the turtles. Ben, I'm not giving you the turtles, man. That's like $200 worth of action figures. That I appreciate you shooting your shot, but it's not going to happen, man. So I'm sorry about that. I'm just, kind of getting settled in while people join. So like I said, we're going to be unboxing Richard Crystal Ball King. We're going to be talking Operation Monster Force. And then, just kind of chatting about things and answering questions. My lives are pretty much off the rails. Usually, if anybody's ever been on them, they would know that, anything can happen, including going live and messing it all up and having to stop and restart. Ben, how long until you swish that shot? It's probably never happening, man. So I apologize about that. Okay, so this is what we're doing. We're checking out Richard Crystal Ball King. We're checking out the Eraser figure from Monster Force, which is really cool. I was kind of shocked. This is like one of those action figures that, like, as I was unboxing it, I just kept thinking, like, I hope people really watch and enjoy this video, because I was shocked by how nice this figure was. If you didn't see that video that I posted yesterday, I did a full unboxing and review, but basically this is Operation Monster Force, which is like it's an indie line. It's like owned or backed or supported somehow by Big Bad Toy Store, and there's another brand in there that I'm forgetting. And he's got these like transparent forearms and stuff and transparent hands, but then he's also got these like wraps that go around the forearm like this, and you can put gloved hands on him as well, so you can kind of hide that he is invisible. He's got a whole invisible head and neck, or a whole masked head and neck to also hide the fact that he is normally invisible. So this is a cool figure, and I think it's like one of the best military style action figures that I've ever unboxed. I said in my video yesterday, like, this is the best one I've ever reviewed on my channel because you just get a ton of accessories, all the different ways to like swap it out. And it's just unique, right? Like, I made a video a long time ago where I was talking about G.I. Joe, and I was like, I don't really I don't like just regular guys in, you know, in like camo suits and stuff. Like, I don't really want a collection of just like normal military figures. But when you've got a guy who's secretly the Invisible Man, I'm all in. When you've got a guy that is whatever the heck this is, some kind of magic wielder, and it's a G.I. Joe, I'm all in. I also have, like I said earlier in the live, I've got this one that I'll be unboxing in a video tomorrow. Same kind of thing. Like, it comes with some kind of like ghost wolf thing. That's awesome. He comes with like a cobra head and a wolf head that goes on the guy. That's cool. I'll get that. I'll get this. But when it comes to just regular G.I. Joes, I don't normally pick them up. So I'm going to take a couple questions before we get into the unboxing. Jackson Studios wants to know if I'm going to get the police officers. Nope, probably not. That's not my thing. Ryan the Kaijin says, what's up? Hey, what's going on, man? I do have Dr. Doom. Somebody asked about Dr. Doom. I am going to be getting the Iceman figure when that comes out for sure. So that's going to be coming up soon. And then over on YouTube, let's answer some questions over there. So this is my first time live streaming to both platforms. It's not been going super well, although I think I pretty much got it figured out for the most part. So somebody, God Gamer asks on YouTube, is your real name Billiam? My real name is just Bill. River Billiam is a nickname that I got from a time when I had a little too much fun on a river tubing trip and got the name River Bill. And then my younger brother, who's my best friend, calls me Billiam sometimes. So I smashed them together and became River Billiam. And I never thought anybody would actually watch my content. So I didn't really think I had to put a lot of thought into what my name was going to be. So I just went with a username that I had, and that was it. Yeah, going off the rails on a crazy train for sure. Yeah, they have Monster Force has a Bigfoot with a minigun, which is incredible. Spudlark on YouTube asks if I have any interest in the Sonic DC figures, and I do. You probably can't really see it. You definitely can't see it on YouTube. Let me see if I could focus back here. This is like kind of my wall of figures back here, and like right there in the middle on that bottom shelf, actually it's off to the right on that bottom shelf, is the Sonic Flash crossover figure. I don't think that the camera's probably focusing on it. Maybe I can kind of force it to. So yeah, at some point I'm going to get around to unboxing that as well. But, you know, I kind of just like choose what to unbox sort of crazy, you know, at random, just depending on, you know, what I feel like that day. Or if there's a theme. I'm kind of doing a little bit of a Halloween theme for the most part this week. So I had, you know, the Invisible Man on Monday, and then the live today, which is this guy who's like a magic wielding kind of, I think magic wielding. I'm sure y'all will tell me if I'm wrong about that. So yeah, so we're going to get into unboxing Richard Crystal Ball King. And, you know, as if I haven't messed up enough stuff today, I don't know where my utility knife is that I use to open my figures. Man, this is crazy. You know, a lot of people ask me, like, what does it take to make a channel? What should I do, you know, if I want to be like a fig talker or a YouTuber or whatever? And I always tell people, you just got to start, right? Like, it doesn't matter. Don't overthink things. You know, don't like think that you have to be perfect right from the very beginning. And this is proof positive of that. I was like, I'm going live at 7:30. I had a little bit of a plan, but not really. And now that I'm live, I don't even have all the stuff I need to be able to do the thing I was going to do in the live. So sometimes in life, you just have to start. You just have to do the thing and then figure the rest out after that. And so with that in mind, I'm going to use a pen to open the tape on this figure. And that's not going super well either, but that's okay. I think that did absolutely nothing but mess up the box. There we go. That's better. All right. Thanks. Yeah, nice pen. This is the pen that I use for pretty much anything. Brick asks, do I have any collegiate legends? I don't. I'm not the biggest college football fan. So, you know, I support Ohio State, but I haven't got into the collegiate legends. I did see some ads for it, though, and it's definitely interesting. Here's more of that paper that Hasbro likes to put in here. And get this guy out of the box. This is kind of fun because I've never really done this live, but I could do all the same tricks I normally do when I do my videos when I'm actually filming. So this guy is tough to get out of here. So I guess I can't do all the tricks I normally do when I'm filming my videos. I'll just do that. So here's Richard Crystal Ball King out of the box with all of the accessories. You can see here he's got this like awesome sort of like magic sword, like this energy sword thing. He's got this like kind of Cthulhu kind of head thing, and then of course like the crystal ball up here. And oh no, that wasn't supposed to fall. So here is Richard King out of the box. What do you guys think about this guy? I think this is a pretty cool figure. I mean, he's definitely like weird and unique looking. You know, he's got a lot of like detail. I like the tattoo back here. There's something about tattoos on action figures. It's like the only thing I like about the WWE line of action figures is that they do a really good job with the tattoos and stuff. They can't make a face sculpt. Like, they can't make an LA Knight look like LA Knight no matter what they do, but they can do pretty good with tattoos all over the figures, and that's pretty cool. Yeah, you could use this guy as a Hers the Collector says you could use him as a Craven custom. Yeah, you probably could. I couldn't because I'm bad at doing any kind of any kind of customization. But somebody who is good at that kind of stuff could probably get a lot out of this figure. There was some cool comments as well with the Eraser yesterday. When I was doing that one, people were mentioning like, oh, it could be like a Hush custom or something like that. Like there's some potential there. And yeah, absolutely. I hope somebody who's good at that kind of stuff does that and posts a video about it so I can see it. All right, I've recovered his accessories from the ground where they fell. So let's start pulling some of this stuff out here. So you've got this really cool like energy, I don't know, like squid arms, like squid mouth with horns. A squid mouth with horns head. There's probably lore here too. If anybody knows the lore of G.I. Joe and Richard Crystal Ball King and what this is supposed to be, let me know, because I would love to find out. But since I'm doing this live, I didn't think to look anything up prior to doing the live. So you've got that head sculpt there. You've got this awesome energy magic sword thing with this like swooshy effect. This is why I normally put more scripting and stuff into my videos so I know what to say. But yeah, this swooshy magic sword, pretty cool. He has a crystal ball given his name. I feel like that is an important accessory. Richard Crystal Ball King needs a crystal ball, so that's pretty neat. Only one other hand, which is interesting. So he's got like this gloved kind of hand with, that's like a grabbing hand. And then he's got this like open hand with the grabbing, with the cool, like, he's a villain because he's got sharp fingers. And then in addition to that, he's got, oh no, that other hand just fell on the ground. And the gun just fell on the ground. Wow, this is going very poorly. Actually, here's the thing. I actually drop things a lot when I'm making a video. When I was filming my 2012 TMNT, I dropped the shredder right at the end. Like the last thing I did when I was making the video, I dropped the shredder on the ground, and his, like some of his like spikes and stuff broke off. And luckily I was able to super glue them back on. So I was able to get that fixed, but I do drop things a lot. So this is pretty live to how I unbox things. So I will say, like, Not a ton of accessories. I mean, the ones it comes with are awesome. Like, this head is cool. The sword is really sweet, but you don't get a lot in general. There's not like a lot of quantity here. He's got this, like, you know, I don't know if you would call this a trench coat or like a duster jacket or what this kind of like coat is, but he's got this like coat, which is sort of a soft plastic that probably will limit his articulation a little bit. Not too much with the legs, though. He's got a holster here for the gun, and that's pretty cool. I guess I'm testing, too, if you have to say gun on live. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Maybe you have to say pew pew. I don't know. We'll see if it gets banned for that. And then I don't know if this is just like to sit there and look at, but he could kind of like, you know, make a hand over the over the crystal ball. Like that's what people who use crystal balls do, right? They just like hover their hand around it, right? So he's got this sword here too that looks really cool. And somebody asks if I can pose him. I don't know if I can pose. I'm not that good of a poser. I mean, I can put him in a pose. I just don't know if it's going to be a very good one. Skelly Morales says, never give up, bro. You can make a custom. Never give up. Follow your dreams to be the biggest toy collector. You're the GOAT. Thanks, man. I didn't know that that's where that was going to end up, but I appreciate the compliment. I just don't know if I, like, here's the thing about being a customizer. I don't like doing that kind of stuff. So, like, I've only ever been good in my life at one thing, and that's making videos. And not going live, as you've all found out today, but making videos specifically is the only thing I've ever been good at. So, so I don't know if customization is the thing for me, but maybe at some point I will. And then, you know, I feel like the other thing we have to do with this figure is we got to get the like normal human, I guess human, right? Like, yeah, he's got like fangs. It kind of looks like he's got fangs, but I think it's just a guy. Get that head off. This hand is kind of loose over here too. That's disappointing. Is that just how it goes? And there he is. There he is with the cool green tentacle head, tentacle mouth, horn head, fish ears head sculpt. Which is the official name. Get Hasbro on the phone. That's what we're calling this head sculpt right here. This is the tentacle mouth, horn, fish ear head sculpt with the swooshy sword. Put that on the back of the box. Those are the official accessories that come with this Richard Crystal Ball King figure. We'll see if I can maybe like get the crystal ball in his hand. Will that go? Nope. Now that's on the ground. This is so stupid. All right, here we go. And that's looking pretty good. I think some music. That was the thing I meant to do before today, before we went live, was I meant to find a way to have some music playing in the background that would be like royalty free. I think that would have been cool. So I'm going to take some comments or some questions real quick. We'll answer some questions. We've got Richard Crystal Ball King out of the box. You know what? I should probably do a little articulation too. So he's got a pretty good ab crunch going forward. He can ab crunch forward pretty well. He can ab crunch backwards a little bit. Obviously, this like coat gets in the way. But you probably, I mean, if you really needed him to, I think you could get it to work. I'm gonna center that. So yeah, I think he can go bend back pretty far, even with the coat. He's got drop down hips. That's pretty neat. I feel like you don't really see that in like a base level Marvel Legends a lot. His wrist over here is loose, so his hands just spins around when the sword's in there. But yeah, drop down hips, so he can do a pretty good split. Double jointed knees, double jointed elbows. Yeah, pretty good articulation. You know, it feels like a Marvel Legends or any other, you know, Hasbro figure. It's a little like stiff and clicky, but it gets the job done. A little gummy maybe in parts. I've got like a little bit of a run of G.I. Joes coming up in video. So I'm not really a G.I. Joe collector. I mentioned it earlier in the live stream that I was, you know, I'm not really in the market when it comes to G.I. Joe for just like people in military attire. They've got to be a guy who you can put on a tentacle mouth, horn head, fish ear head sculpt for me to be interested. Or this figure, which I'm making a video about tomorrow, which is the Ghost Viper and Dire Wolf. Really, really cool 2-pack, I guess you would say, or figure in an animal. He's got all of these extra, like, he's got this like cobra head that goes on the guy and a wolf like head that goes on the guy that's, you know, magic or whatever, green. So this is cool. You know, that's what I thought was really cool about the Eraser figure, the Monster Force figure that I made yesterday, or even just like Monster Force in general. I think it's cool that they are not just like military people, but they're like military people plus something else. So I'm going to be unboxing this. And then from New Meta coming later this week, I've got the newish G.I. Joe Samurai guy, like Kyle Budo or something. I forget the character's name. But that figure is going to be coming later this week. And so soon I'll be doing an unboxing of that as well. And that'll put my G.I. Joe collection at four G.I. Joes, I think, which is a lot for me. That's a lot of G.I. Joes for a person who doesn't really collect, quote unquote, G.I. Joe. All right, so I said I was going to take some questions. So here we go. I'll take some questions. The effects could be used for a Green Lantern. Absolutely. I think that would be really cool. Maybe they'll make a good LA Knight face sculpt when they finally give him the push he deserves. Big Princeton, I don't think LA Knight is ever getting the push he deserves. They even had Wade Barrett at the top of that match yesterday. Spoiler alert, if you haven't watched yesterday's episode of Raw, spoilers in 3, 2, 1. They mentioned at the top of the match, oh, if LA Knight or whoever loses this match isn't going to get a world title shot anytime soon. And LA Knight lost the match. So I feel like they were setting people up to be disappointed. Somebody asks, where do you buy this figure? This was a Walmart exclusive, unfortunately. So I don't know if Walmart will still have them in stock or if they'll be doing a restock at any point. I got it at a comic book convention. It's the same convention where I got the Maximum Series Deadpool. So that's how I got mine. I hope that other people can get it because I feel like everybody needs the tentacle mouth, horn head, fish ears head sculpt in their collection. But Walmart or third-party sellers, unfortunately. I'm New says, you have the same voice as Go New Meta. I sure do, because that's my voice. So New Meta is owned by a guy named David. We showed his face in the video that we posted today. And he's the owner of the company. He's great at owning and running a toy store. And I'm great at making videos. So I make videos for him a couple times a week. We have a relationship where that enables me to do that, and it's a pretty cool, fun little thing that I get to do because I get to do some like different types of videos that I wouldn't normally get to do. So that's why River Billiam and Go New Meta are the same voice, because it's the same guy. It's the same Bill doing all of those videos. I'm up to with the live streaming that I'm now attempting. I post like 9 videos a week. 6 videos that are short form that go out on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, and then videos for New Meta, usually 2 a week, and then now these like live streams and stuff. So I'm doing a lot. Chief Mackay, or hey, what's going on, man? On YouTube, you're like my biggest YouTube viewer. I appreciate you, man. All right, anybody have any questions? I see there's been some questions in the chat going back. Spudlark says, my Walmart is horrid at restocking toys. So is mine, dude. The one that's the closest to me. So there's like, I mean, if you keep driving, you could find a Walmart somewhere that will hopefully have action figures. Like I can go 30 to 40 minutes to like find, different Walmarts that will have stuff. But I don't, if the one there's literally a Walmart that I could almost walk to, and they don't have anything. It is the most empty Walmart that you could ever possibly imagine. They've got nothing. The only figure I ever bought there was a couple weeks ago. I got a Bruce Banner action figure, like the live action Mark Ruffalo Bruce Banner, just because it was only like $15 on sale. And then when I got to the checkout, it was even cheaper than that. I think it was like $6 or something fully on sale, which is cool. So I think it just depends. It's like luck. Same thing with Ross. Everybody's got their Ross figures that they are, you know, those awesome like different Ross figures and stuff. And there's figures at Ross that I wanted so bad. And my Rosses, I have 2 that I've been to. None of them have it, and they never will. So I'm not going to get the, you know, the, what were the 2 big ones that were there? Oh, the 2-pack with the Fantastic Four, Wolverine, and Spider-Man. I almost bought that so many times, and I didn't. And now everybody's finding it at Ross, but not at my Ross. And then same with the Hulkbuster, the Hulkbuster Iron Man. Another figure that I kept passing on. I was like, it looks really cool, but I don't know if I necessarily need it. So I didn't get it, and then now I'm kind of missing out on the Ross train too, and getting it for a lot cheaper. So I'm happy for everybody else who is getting these figures for really cheap, but I just never get lucky like that. You know, how much do you guys like little holsters on action figures? I think it's cool. Just a little random aside. I love just a random holster on an action figure. It just gives it so much character having the weapon just sitting in there. All right, we'll get back to some different questions. Hers the Collector asks, do I ever think about YouTube? I make YouTube videos, man, not very often. It takes me so much longer to make a horizontal, like traditional long form style YouTube video than it does my short form stuff that I make for TikTok and everything. And my studio, which you can kind of see in the background. So what I do for making my short form content is I just painted the entire inside of a closet fully white, and then I have a white table, and then I just shine a bunch of lights all over that space, and that's how I get my short form content background. But it just doesn't look very good in a widescreen format. So when I make YouTube stuff that's widescreen, I have to do a whole different, like, you know, format and everything else. So I'm New says you should make a stop motion. I would love to make stop motion, but that's another thing that, like, I don't know. I need to do more. I want to do more toy photography. I haven't done any toy photography in so long. Stop motion is something I would love to do. So maybe I'll try to find some time and you know, and do some stop motion as well, just to you know, just to try different things. So you know, I'm kind of known for like the unboxings and the reviews and stuff, but that's not the only thing that that I'm interested in doing. And hold up, everybody, this is supposed to be an unboxing. And I just realized that there's still something in the box, which I unceremoniously threw on the ground. Oh, okay. All right, guys. So 20 or so minutes into the unboxing video, and we have more accessories to take a look at. So put on the back of the, you know, the cardboard packaging is these 2 things, which I'm not going to be able to get off very easily because I don't have my scissors or anything handy. So I'm just going to have to yank and hope for the best, and hope that I don't break this figure, or I could just break the cardboard, because I don't really care about that. That works too. Okay, so he's got this like shield. This is pretty cool. It's like a holographic. Does a hologram thing come through? Oh yeah, you could see it. See like the snake thing moving around? That's pretty neat. It like bites his eyeballs out. And then here's another one. That's does this like go inside of here? What is this supposed to be? Look at that. It feels like it should be able to clip in, but does it? Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. I like that. You know, now he's got like a little shield kind of thing. Little Captain America vibes going on. Snake Captain America. Hydra Captain America. Spudlark says he passed on Mark Ruffalo for $12 because he was broke. Then he got picked up, and he hasn't been the same since. But he will be yours one day. Yeah, man. That terrible Walmart I was telling you about that I got the Mark Ruffalo from. That Mark Ruffalo was in stock at that Walmart for so long, and I kept looking at it thinking like, oh, that would be kind of cool to get. You know, like I like the MCU a lot. Well, I love the MCU. Like it a lot is an understatement, really. So I don't know if I really need to take the hand off to put the shield on, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So I got the Mark Ruffalo, and I'm just now remembering that I was supposed to do a toy photography video around my 1 year anniversary with Mark Ruffalo transforming into the Hulk, which the Hulk is like the first video I ever made that kind of like blew up a little bit on TikTok. So that would have been cool. I wish I would remember to do that. Somebody asks, what do I think about the Maximum Spider-Man, and do I think it's worth it for a first Spider-Man? Yeah, absolutely. I think the Maximum Series Spider-Man is probably the best Spider-Man figure that Marvel Legends makes. It's probably the best Spider-Man figure you can buy for under $60 that you don't have to like import or whatever from Japan, because you can get some pretty good deals on like Mafex and Revoltech stuff. Although, I mean, the Mess Toys stuff is also really good. I'm trying to see if I have my Mess Toys Spider-Man here, and this one is really good too. So, but then you have to buy from AliExpress and stuff like that, which is kind of a pain. So, I think that the Maximum Series Spider-Man is a great figure. It's not a perfect figure, but there are really no perfect figures. And I think it would be a great first Spider-Man for you, man. So yeah, definitely think about the Maximum Series Spider-Man. I think that would be great. All right, so all right, anybody have any other questions or anything? So we've got Richard Crystal Ball King here, which we did an unboxing of, and it went perfectly well. It was not terrible or poorly executed by me at all. He's got some nice articulation. He's got the boot cut and the thigh cut. I like that. One thing about G.I. Joe is that, like, if you like Hasbro stuff, right, which I know not everybody does, I like the Hasbro stuff. If you like the Hasbro stuff, then this is, a lot of times it's like the best of the Hasbro stuff, because they don't have as much that they have to pay for in terms of like licensing and things like that. Like, Star Wars just did the Black Series just did like a big release of action figures today, or was it yesterday? There was a bunch of new Star Wars Black Series figures, and it just feels like for the price you don't get really any accessories, and it's probably because they have to pay all of the the licensing and all that kind of stuff. But then when it comes to G.I. Joe, and same with Marvel. Like Marvel, that's why you don't really get a lot, especially when you start to get into, like, here's another figure I unboxed this week. This is the Marvel Legends Mystique from the first X-Men movie. And, she has like an extra pair of hands, and then she's got an arm that swaps on, and that's all you get. Same with like, Gwenum is attached to Florence Pugh. Same thing with, with like the Florence Pugh from the Thunderbolts. Doesn't come with a lot of accessories, and that's because they have to pay Marvel, they have to pay for Florence Pugh's likeness. But when it comes to G.I. Joe Classified, I'm sure there are some licensing fees you got to pay for G.I. Joe, but I think for the most part, like, they can do a lot more than any other, any other brand of figure can really do, because they don't have to worry about, actor likenesses and a super popular IP. Like G.I. Joe is popular, but it's not that popular. It's not based off of currently movies or like a very popular television show that's currently airing. And so that's, I think, why you get a little bit more value out of G.I. Joe than you do out of Marvel Legends or Star Wars Black Series, even though they're all made by Hasbro. Oh no, his necklace fell off. So let's put back on the tentacle mouth, horn head, fish ears head sculpt, which is how I'll probably keep this guy. I'm not going to probably just have like this is a cool head sculpt too, but like, this on your shelf. And if I hadn't dropped the other hand, that's a grippy hand, then I could put the sword in here, and then he could be kind of like, what I will say about the articulation, you're limited on this with these shoulder pads here, this whole shoulder thing he's got going on. His arm, like, it only goes up that high. If I wasn't live and I could kind of take it off camera, maybe I would see if there was a way I could like maneuver it better. But it just kind of like naturally, without forcing it, it only goes up about there. But anyway, I digress. This is cool, right? How do we think? How do we feel, guys? We feel like this Richard Crystal Ball King, pretty cool with the sword and the crazy head sculpt and the crazy shield and stuff. I'm liking it. I think it's pretty neat. DC or Marvel is a question in the chat. Marvel, pretty much all the way. I mean, I grew up being a big Marvel and a DC fan. When it comes to DC, all I really know about with DC is Batman, right? Like, I never really liked Superman, but I did like the new Superman movie, so I'm kind of coming around on Superman a little bit. Batman, here's the blocky Superman while we're talking about Superman and DC. Batman was a character that, like, I grew up with Batman the Animated Series and loved Batman for pretty much my whole life. So that was pretty cool. And then the MCU came out when I was like just out of high school and starting college, and they went on their generational run that everybody knows about, that the MCU went on. So I'm a big Marvel person. So I do currently like Marvel a little bit more than DC. Veggie asks, hey man, where do you think is a good website to get Mafex close to retail price and bootlegs? So if you're buying bootlegs, you got to go to Funly Toy Store on AliExpress. That's the only one that I know of that's like an official toy store, but Funly Toy Store on AliExpress is the place to go for your bootlegs if you want like mess toys and CT toys and stuff like that. When it comes to Mafex at a pretty close to retail price, I mean, your best bet, honestly, for any kind of imports is to go directly to Japan. I love Plaza Japan. I love Hobby Genki. I love Nin Nin Game for getting import action figures. But if that scares you or you don't want to, kind of deal with that, if it's like some sort of an unknown, I was willing to like take that risk partially because I make action figure content. So I'm like, well, even if it goes terribly for some reason, that is a video that I can make. Like, hey, I tried to order from Japan directly and it went terrible. Could have been a video, but it didn't. So if you want Mafex for cheap, Plaza Japan, Hobby Genki, or Nin Nin Game. You can also go to Nerd Urbanity. Nerd Urbanity is an American company. They've been running, I don't know if it's still going on, but they have been running a 25% off sale on imports. So you can get your imports for 25% off. So that can bring the cost down, and that's pretty cool. So that's a great place to check out as well. Sam says, you sound like Go New Meta. That's because I do the voice in the videos for New Meta. What's up, AJ? So if you watch the New Meta stuff, that is me making content. So New Meta is owned by a guy named David, and I make videos. So David and I partnered up so that he can focus on running the toy store and I can make him some cool social media content. So we do the New Meta team up videos and all that kind of stuff. So so it's pretty cool. Use code FATHER for 10% as well. No, use code RIVERBILL with a capital R for 10% off at at Nerd Urbanity. Also, you could use code RIVERBILL with a capital R for 10% off at GoNewMeta.com. So we'll plug that stuff too while we're at it. Might as well, because we're here to make content, collect action figures, make cool videos, but also make a little cash if we can, right? Like that's why everybody makes content, right? You want to be making a little money while you make cool videos and collect your action figures. So ZZ says, hey, been watching since the Rhino review. That's awesome, man. Are you talking about the original Rhino review or the reissue Rhino review? Let me know. The one from last October or the one from like a month or two ago. Feels good to have a code. It sure does, man. This figure that I have in my hand right here, this is Richard Crystal Ball King. This is a figure that we unboxed tonight during the live. It is a G.I. Joe classified figure, which was a Walmart exclusive. Because Walmart exclusives are terrible, I did not get this at Walmart. I got that, AJ said, is the screen frozen or is it just me? I don't know, man. Is it frozen? I'm moving. Sometimes I'm just not moving a lot, so that could be my issue. But this is the packaging for Richard Crystal Ball King. If anybody's still wondering, and if the video's not actually frozen, I hope it's not. It's frozen. Oh no, the screen is frozen. Well, shoot. Moving on YouTube, frozen on TikTok. Not ideal. But, I mean, it's moving in my app. So I don't know. It's frozen. Crud. Guys, I've been live actually a few times and I've not had the issues that I'm having. This time, we're back. Awesome. Okay, so just in case, because I don't know when we were frozen, here's the packaging for Richard Crystal Ball King. He is a G.I. Joe classified figure. He's got all this cool, like, magic-y stuff that he does. He's got this shield and this head. So you can take this, like, creepy magic-using head guy off of here. Frozen again on TikTok. Well, you know what? We've been live for, how long have we been live? We've been live for a long time. We've been live for, I don't know, so long that I don't even know where to look. Oh, 41 minutes. There it is. We've been live for a long time. We've been live for 41 minutes. And that is not counting the 10 minutes I was live where everything was messed up and I had to stop and restart. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. If it's freezing up and we're having technical difficulties, I'll end this one here. And, oh, Sam, the first video of mine that you saw was the Walgreens exclusive thing. That's awesome. I appreciate you guys who have been around since the very beginning when I didn't know what I was doing. And now many of you will be able to say that you were here when I started going live and didn't know what I was doing. So we're going to go ahead and end the live stream now.